The Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition is free right now on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 until May 14th. So this means that you can download the full game plus the Frozen Wilds DLC and extra outfits for no money whatsoever. And as you might know, Horizon Zero Dawn is one of my favorite games of all time. I played more than 500 hours, got the Platinum Trophy. I really did everything that the game has to offer. So in this video, I want to share some tips and tricks for if you're starting out now that the game is free, or if you want to pick it back up again to prepare for the Forbidden West. A like would of course really help me out. And let's go. There's only one melee weapon in Horizon Zero Dawn. I really hope we see multiple of them in the sequel. But you can already find an upgrade to Aloy's Spear super early on in the game. And if you are just focused on the main missions, then you will miss it. So this quest is called In Her Mother's Footsteps. And you'll be able to accept it the moment you explore like the first part of the map. And then you will come across it over here on the map. After completing it by saving someone and killing some watchers, you will get the spear as a reward, which will really help you a lot throughout the rest of the game, until you get the fully upgraded purple spear. And this variant will also have shock damage, and you get this one by just following the main story and completing the Mountain That Fell mission, which you will eventually get to. It's pretty far in the story though, so in the meantime the blue spear will really come in handy. And overall, using your spear a lot early on is very smart because it will deal quite a lot of damage against smaller machines without having to like search for their weak spot with your bow. So dodging away, striking at the right time with the spear is a very smart tactic early on. And I will touch on some amazing skills you can get early on that go hand in hand with the spear in a moment here. But first, let's focus on another item that will be very helpful throughout your whole journey. The Golden Fast Travel Pack. After getting close to a campfire, you of course unlock that campfire and can then fast travel to it by using the map. And campfires are also key to saving your game, so always when you are close to one, make sure that you quick save, and they can also just continue, by the way, while the screen is black, so you don't have to wait, which saves you some time. And also, at the end of every session, just make sure that you manually save your game to be safe, so you can also immediately continue where you left off. But going back to fast traveling, because every time you want to go to these campfires, you will need one item, which you can get out of treasure boxes and buy at some merchants later on. But those travel packs will be destroyed once you use them. So it's way smarter to immediately focus on getting the Golden Fast Travel Pack. And the first merchant who is selling one is at the Day Tower, so pretty early on in the game. Like you go here for an early main mission. So once you are there, check the merchant and then go to the Resources tab, and then you will find it for 50 metal shards, 1 fox skin and 10 fatty meat. So getting this as soon as possible will make your life way easier, because then you will be able to fast travel whenever you want without having to buy extra items. So to get the fox skin and the fatty meat, it's smart to go to this farm spot over here on the map, which you can reach relatively early on in the game, and it's near the Day Tower as well. There are not a lot of machines here, which means that you will actually find more wildlife, and we of course need a fox, but mostly boars for the fatty meat. Use your focus to scout the area and then tag the animals with R2 to not lose sight of them, because especially smaller animals can be harder to track. And then just crouch, use your bow to quickly take out these animals, loot them, and then you will have the required resources for the Golden Fast Travel Pack in no time. And overall, collecting everything you come across in Horizon is really key, so make sure that you go out of your way to harvest plants, loot every machine. Your inventory will then be full real fast though, but the resource you gathered can be used to upgrade your satchel by going to the crafting menu and then to carry capacity, and you can upgrade other backpacks here as well. So if you collect everything and hunt wildlife when you come across them, or at one point for the Golden Fast Travel Pack, they can also upgrade your inventory a lot, which will of course be very helpful. It's also smart to keep track of items you can only sell, which you can easily see in the menu. So when you are near a merchant, always sell those items to make room for other resources. Like there's no other use for these items, so sell them when you can. And also nice to know is that every merchant you come across for the first time will give you a free sample box with some nice resources. So always when you encounter a new shopkeeper, check this treasure tab and claim the free box to get some nice extra items. And also, if you did not get it the first time around, then you can always go back to previous merchants and still claim this prize. Also, this is where you, by the way, get the free complete edition items, which you will have if you like download the game for free now as well. So early on in the game, you can find the Banuk, Karja and Nora boxes, which includes some nice extra resources. And then a little later, also by advancing the main story, you find the other items from the complete edition at the merchant over here on the map. So that's still in the starting area, but again, you will have to advance the main story. And then you will get the special outfits and the 2 weapons that come with the complete edition as well. They look pretty cool and are really good early on in the game, so totally claim them of course when you can. You will find that merchants can sell you pretty powerful weapons in Horizon Zero Dawn. With the further you get, the better the items at the shops will be as well. And what you can do is create a job for an item you want, and then it will appear as a quest, so then the game tells you where to find the parts from the machines you need. It's very handy, so totally use it. And speaking of machines, totally check the machine catalog, where you find info about all the machines you've discovered so far, including their strength and weaknesses. Knowing, for example, that the fire arrows are really amazing against sawtooths and Revengers will help you a lot early on in the game. Now on to some nice skills you want to get as soon as possible. There are 3 obvious ones that you maybe already have. 1. Concentration, so you can slow down time while aiming, will help you a ton when aiming for the weak points of the enemies. And of course, Smart is to scan the enemy first with your focus, and then the weak points will be highlighted. Another amazing combo is the Lure Call skill and the Silent Strike skill. Lure Call can be used with the action wheel in the bottom left corner of the screen, where you can also select your potions, for example. So use the Lure Call and then the enemy will go and check it out, and when they get close, you can silently stab them with the Silent Strike and get some nice extra stealth XP as well. Again, using the spear a lot early on is smart, and critical hit will really help you with that, because then after throwing an enemy on the ground with the heavy attack, then you can follow up with a very deadly stab. A little further down we find the knockdown skill, which lets you throw bigger machines on the ground, and then you can follow up with the critical hit. Really nice a little later on in the game when you fight way more of these larger machines. So if you find yourself using the spear very often, then I would totally recommend the knockdown. But overall, I would really focus on spending skill points in the vorager section. Things like gatherer and scavenger are great, so you get more loot from the things you are looting anyways. But mostly we want to go down, because here you find the best skill in the game, in my opinion, Tinker, that you really want to focus on. You will already find your first mods really early on in the game, but if you put it on a weapon, you cannot remove it. Like when you switch it for another mod, the mod that was already on that item will be destroyed. While with the Tinker skill unlocked, you can remove the mods and then you still keep them in your inventory, so you can switch them off to other items that you found later on. So you also don't have to worry about putting mods in, and can also sell those mods if you don't need them anymore, which can totally help you get some extra money. And also in the same Forger skill line, you find Call Mount Plus, which is an amazing quality of life skill, so you can always call a mount, so you don't have to override one all the time. It's really great. Of course, if you got tips, drop them down in the comments down below. I want to redo a lot of my older videos, which are now 4 years old at this point. So totally subscribe for way more on Horizon Zero Dawn, and of course Forbidden West, when we finally learn more info. A like on the video would really help me out, and check out another Horizon tips video by clicking on the screen. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.